بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسول الكريم أما بعد. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was so kind towards us that He had chosen Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam as our guide, as our Nabi. And Nabi Kareem sallallahu was so kind towards us, he taught us how to conduct our lives and how to improve ourselves, how to come close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how to build our contact with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how to maintain our contact with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Here in this hadith, Hazrat Abdullah ibn Umar narrates from Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of Qiyamah will call his servant close to him and Allah will shower him with rahmat and mercy. Allah ta'ala will cover him with rahmat and mercy, like how a person puts a sheet and covers somebody. Allah will cover him with mercy that nobody can see what is happening behind the scene. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask him and remind him of the gunas he has committed. And Allah will remind him so much that he'll understand and remember every guna he has committed, and where he has committed, and how he committed this guna. He'll remember all the gunas. Then a person will definitely, he will acknowledge that definitely I have committed this guna. He won't speak a lie also, because he'll remember those gunas in front of him. He'll accept the gunas he has committed. Then Allah Ta'ala will turn towards him and Allah will tell him that today, like in the world, I have put a curtain over your guna and sins. You will never know of your guna. So today also I'm put a curtain over your guna. I've forgiven you and you're going to Jannat now. So Allah Ta'ala will open up all his deeds of good deeds, making all good deeds also, and then I'll join this guna into that good deeds now. And other riwayat also is mentioned. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will put all the small gunas first in front of him. And he will recognize the small gunas, he will accept the small gunas. He'll be frightened, what is going to happen to me now? What decision will be taken concerning me now in future? And then all of a sudden Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, that I have changed all these gunas into sawab for you and going to Jannat now. Now he'll think to himself and tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that what about the big gunas I made now? First was frightened to acknowledge small gunas, but now we see Allah's mercy so much, he'll turn and tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what about my big gunas? I'll get more reward because of the bigger gunas now. Tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, listen to this request of it, and Allah will smile, laugh. They've seen how when the first was frightened, and now all of a sudden he is acknowledging his more gunas also. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so kind towards the mu'mineen that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive all our gunas on the day of Qiyamah. Then when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive his gunas, and then Allah will tell him that in the world I have covered your gunas. I never let people know of your gunas. So in the end of the day of Qiyamah also, I won't let anybody know of your gunas also. So Allah Ta'ala is so kind, Allah Ta'ala is so forgiving, Allah Ta'ala is so supportive of us that we could understand Allah Ta'ala's kindness and try and be more obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, try and be more loyal to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And every person knows what type of gunas he has committed, where he has committed, and how he has committed gunas. Everybody knows about it. And this is Allah's ihsan upon us, that He has hidden away these gunas from the people around us. Unlike the ummah of the past, what was their condition? Their condition was, whenever they committed a guna, in the morning, in front of the door was written, you committed this guna, you committed. Allah subhanahu said, have a safe system with us, what should happen to us? All our gunas should be exposed to everybody. But Allah was so kind, Allah hid away our gunas from the people. Imagine in the world now, there are some gunas we do in the quiet, so quietly, that we don't let our friends know also about it. We don't let our parents know about it also. We don't let our wives know about it also. We don't let our children know about it also. Nor our brothers know about it. And those are very close friends of us. We don't let them also know of these gunas. Just imagine how we hide away the guna and we be ashamed of these gunas and sins in this world. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows all the gunas is committed. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, like how I have covered your gunas, your faults in this world from people. The same way I will cover your faults and guna amongst the people on the day of Qiyamah also. On the day of Qiyamah, everybody will be present there. from the time of Adam al-Islam till the time of Qiyamah, all will be present there. At that time, Allah Ta'ala is so kind towards the mu'minin. He said, no man, I have concealed the gunas in the world. Today also I will conceal all your gunas also. So yeah, in the world, how do we feel? If we commit a guna, we have a fear within ourselves. If somebody got to know of the guna we have committed, what will happen to us now? And this fear is always with the person in this world. But when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgives somebody, then that thing is completely wiped off. Nobody will come to know of the guna also. And in the world, if you commit some guna or some crime or hurt somebody, that person will say, I forgive you. But in another moment, he'll say, but I forgive you, but you did this to me. He tell the people also that I forgive this person, but he did this to me. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not like that. Once Allah forgives it, it's completely forgiven. Nobody will know of the guna also. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will quietly give your books of deeds in your right hand and say, go quietly to Jannah now. Nobody will know what happened also. So kind Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of Qiyamah to us. So from this we can understand the kindness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for his believers. It comes in hadith also, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has got 100 degrees of kindness, mercy, 100%. From the 100%, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala only sent 1% down on the earth, in the world, and distributed amongst everybody in the world. Because of the 1% of mercy and kindness that came to the world and distributed amongst everybody, you see it displayed amongst the mother and the child. Will find. We'll find that one different being on animals also, on reptiles also, and all the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Will find that the kindness being displayed. Well, 99% Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is kept behind for the day of Qiyamah. How kind Allah won't be on the day of Qiyamah for the mu'minin. From this you can understand Allah put a barrier between us and everybody else when taking our account. When everyone knows what's happening also. And quite Allah tell us that go into Jannah now. In another hadith here, it comes that one person he kissed one woman, and because of them, that immediately he felt hurt about it, and he came to Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam and informed Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I have committed the guna now. Please forgive me and make me part from the guna. So then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent down an ayat from the Quran. It says, وَأَقِمِ الصَّلَاةَ طَرَفَيِ النَّهَارِ زُلْفًا مِنَ اللَّيْلِ إِنَّ الْحَسَنَاتِ يُذْهِبْنَ السَّيِّئَاتِ. So Allah Ta'ala said now that establish namaz in the beginning and ending of the day. There is Fajr and Isha namaz, and at the same time Fajr and Asr namaz, and also safeguard the namaz in the night, at the Maghrib and Isha namaz also. And goodness will wipe over the naked, and then goodness will wipe over the guna and evil. So this Sahabi asked Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is this special for me only or what? And some said, no, it's for everybody it is. Imagine how kind Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, that the person reads namaz, his 5 times namaz he reads, and Allah Ta'ala forgives all his minor sins. Allah forgives. Like Shaykh Rahmatullah, his father says, a mu'min he cannot make any major sins. He cannot commit major sins. So minor sin normally happens. Everybody commit minor sins. But bigger sins, a mu'min can never commit that sins, because he knows Allah because of love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you cannot feel ashamed for committing bigger sins. But by chance any big sin has been committed, then that mu'min will never be at ease till he don't make tawbah with the bigger sins. So in other words, a mu'min, whenever he makes a sin, he makes sure he makes tawbah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and other sins which he does unintentionally, he doesn't know he makes the small gunas, those will get wiped away by reading our namaz and doing other good actions. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us a general rule that goodness will wipe away badness. The more good you do, to wipe away the badness always. One hadith it comes that after you make a guna, immediately turn towards Allah and make some good action after that. That good action will be a replacement for the guna you have committed. So in hadith it is mentioned also that this woman came to this person to buy some khajur, and this person saw this khajur, and saw this woman coming to buy the khajur, the dates, Then he told her that I got more better quality khajur in the back in a storeroom. So she came in the storeroom to look at to see that better khajur, but there he desires all power and he kissed her there. So this was the guna that took place. When this guna took place, he had this hurt in his heart immediately, and he went to Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam and told Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam that I have committed this type of guna. Please forgive me, and please give me a punishment for it. Whatever the punishment is in the world, give me that punishment that in the year after I won't get punished. So the tarbiyat of the Sahaba Kiram was such that Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam made that on their own they knew they committed a guna and they wanted themselves to become park in the world and pay for the crime in this world. That's why they should go to Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam and acknowledge whatever wrong they have done. A moment should be of this category. Whenever you commit any guna, you should feel hurt immediately and turn towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and ask for forgiveness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Another hadith mentioned from Anas radiallahu ta'ala anhu, that a person came to Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam and told Nabi Karim, I have committed a guna now, please punish me for that guna. And then the time for namaz came, and then the Sahabi read namaz with Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And after namaz, again the thought was, the conscience was hurting him within himself. Again he told Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam that please clean me from my guna and other punish me that I can get clean from my guna in this world. The year after I'll be clean for the year after, because only Pak and clean people will go to Jannat. So Nabi asked him that, didn't you read namaz with us? He says, I read namaz with you. Then Nabi said, then your guna is forgiven because of that. So this was the tarbiyat of Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Sahaba had this within himself. Whenever we make a guna, we got to turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness. And this also is a means of tarbiyat for us today also. If the Sahaba shouldn't do this type of things, how should we know how to conduct our lives and ask for forgiveness for us? So here also Nabi Karim sallallahu told the Sahabi, look, once we have read namaz now, because with namaz the small gunas of yours are forgiven, in other words. Now, had in Shariat, had means a punishment which has been prescribed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for certain crimes. For example, a person drinks. That is a crime according to Shariat. He drinks liquor. So because of that, he'll be given 80 lashes will be given. So this is called had. This is called punishment. At the same time, you'll find a person commits a zina, for example. So that person, if he's not a married person, then 100 lashes he will get. And if he's a married person, then he will be stoned to death. This is called had, the punishment. Same time, a person who steals, then his hand will be chopped off from his wrist. So this is called had, the punishment for the crime was committed. At the same time, a person kills somebody, then his life will be taken away also. So these are called punishment had, and there are very few of them. And this punishment is such that to bring about a good environment in the society, to bring about confidence and trust in the society. That's why this punishment has been put forward. Always remember, a punishment must be equal to the crime, or more than a crime. Then only crime gets less. If the punishment is less than the crime, then the crime will not get less. You won't find safety and security. Islam promotes safety and security and promotes goodness with one another, confidence with one another, and happiness for one another. That's when a good society is in existence. And for that, this punishment has been put forward in Sharia. So when this punishment is being meted out, then we find the crime stops completely. For example, now if a person commits a crime, and the crime is proven in the Sharia court. Now, once the crime is proven in the Sharia court, now the Qazi, the judge also haven't got the right to forgive him now. Now Allah's law will prevail now. But now they will find that the people call this type of punishment barbaric punishment, they call it. Imagine what words they use concerning that. But they don't realize the benefit of this punishment which Allah laid down. Allah Ta'ala created us as human beings. Allah Ta'ala knows our needs. Allah Ta'ala knows our nature. That's why Allah Ta'ala created this punishment for the crimes he could commit. So this crime cannot be committed, these crimes. And we know Islam very well promotes what? Promotes the safety of a person's life. Islam promotes the safety of a person's wealth. Islam promotes the safety of a person's respect and honor. And Islam promotes the preservation of a person's intelligence, and Islam promotes the perseverance of our lineage and our respect. Now, when the person drinks liquor, for example, now what happens now? His intelligence is subdued now, and that is not allowed to subdue your intelligence. Intelligence is a ni'mat from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where you can think properly, make proper decisions you can make. If that is subdued now, then what's left of the human being now? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that drinking liquor is not allowed in Islam, and for that there is a punishment put forth for it. So there are only about 4 or 5 gunas, whatever we find, for why there is this type of harsh punishments for that. If those 5 or 5 gunas are kept under control, then we'll find a good society coming into existence, we'll find. Now, from this guna, we'll find that one guna is for person who drinks liquor, a guna for them. So that's why in the hadith it is mentioned that Khaba'ith, the mother of all evils, is drinking. So because of a person drinking liquor, the person's mind is subdued now, and then because of it he committed many other gunas after that. At one place there was a person, the shaitan gave him an option that these are the gunas, which guna will you do? Kill somebody, or commit zina, or going to drink? What are you going to do? So this person thought to himself that zina is a very bad guna, I think. And to kill somebody also is a bigger guna. That the lesser guna is to drink, I think. So when he started drinking and got intoxicated, after he committed all 3 gunas, and even he murdered and stole also after that. So it shows that once a person commits, it's called Khaba'ith is called, once commit this guna of drinking, then he can do any guna. Then after that you can do whatever, the shame goes out of the person. The person can do anything after he does after that. So that's why Sharia has put us the punishment on the person who drinks liquor. So we find many people who drink liquor, then they commit zina also, then they kill somebody also because of that, and sins keep on multiplying because of this one guna alone. So to keep all other gunas under control, Sharia has put this punishment there forward. If a person steals, for example, then the next person's wealth is not safe, in other words. Where Islam promotes safety of the next person's wealth. So that's why there's a punishment on stealing also. Because stealing, the person's safety is being destroyed. In the same manner, a person commits zina also, then the next person's respect has been taken away. So, and the person steals also, for example, how a person steals, then the person's wealth is at stake. In the same manner, when a person makes zina also, the next person's his honor and respect is at stake also at the same time. And another problem after it is now is that a woman was a married woman, then what happened now? The baby that will come now, how will prove that the lineage of the baby now? To the person with zina or the husband now, what is going to happen now? There's so much of problem and difficulty in that. That's why Al-Shaykh said zina is haram in Islam. You cannot commit zina at all. And the punishment for zina also is quite severe. If the person is not married, then the person will get 100 lashes will get. And the person is married, then he will be stoned to death. Because he's got a halal way of fulfilling his desires. Why adopt the wrong haram way? So that's why the punishment also is so severe. If a person kills somebody, for example, then his life will be taken also. So that's also a big guna. So this punishment which Allah put on, the hudud Allah has put them down for, to create the goods and healthy society must come into action. And at the same time, we see carefully and try and take an assessment and see that in those countries where the Islamic hudud are being put into practice, take the ratio from there, and those countries where the Islamic punishment is not put into practice, take the ratio and see which country got more crime. So you'll find that wherever the Islamic law is put into practice, the crime rate will drop completely. So from there you can see that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created us. Allah ta'ala knows how to control our desires and how to bring about safety and how to respect one another's honor, how to bring that to existence. Allah has put that forward to us. Hazrat Qari Tayyib Sabr Rahmatullah also explained, he said, that the beauty in Islam is that each person is responsible for his own crime. And the tarbiyat was such that each person should have aware of his consequence of what he does. That's why he should go on to Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and say that no, I committed the guna. You see in Muslim countries also, person commits the guna, you don't the police to bring to the police station. The person own will go and someone says, I made this crime, what must I do? Punish me for that crime. So Qari said that you will see now in the European countries you will find, in the Western countries you will find, to formulate one law, then the first will make up a committee. That's the problem, and must make a law now. What must they do? Then they spend so much money in making the committee now. After the committee is being made now, the law is being made now, they try to take another assessment of the law again now. They get other people involved now, other expense put in place now. Then after that now they'll announce this law. Before announcing the law, they'll put the police department in an alert that this law must be enforced now, and whoever breaks the law, they will be put into jail, must be arrested, whatever it is. Then after the court case takes place after that. Then when the court case takes place now, after you don't know what decision will be made. Will there be bribery there, will be corruption there, what will happen to them, you don't know what to do. And at the end, the law is put in action also, still people break the laws after that. But in Islam, once Allah says this is the law, everybody abide with the law, there is no expense inside, everyone knows their responsibility, and with their own responsibility they stay from the guna completely. So this is the beauty of Islam. Islam brings about just awareness in the person himself that I mustn't commit any guna, I mustn't violate anybody's rights, I must want to fulfill people's rights, and that's the beauty in Islam. They learn to fulfill people's rights and not to demand rights. Yeah, in another hadith, Nabi Karim Sallallahu explains that the person, Allah Ta'ala is happy with that person who eats something or drinks something and praises Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. So yeah, when we try benefit from the ni'mat of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, then our responsibility is what? To thank Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for that ni'mat of ours. Just after eating, read the dua, Alhamdulillah at'amana wa saqana wa ja'alna min muslimin, we read the dua. That Allah, we praise Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for the food He has given to us, for the drink He has given to us, and He made us Muslims. Otherwise, Muslims such a great ni'mat, becoming a Muslim, that we know our responsibilities, we know our rights, we know how to fulfill rights. It's a great ni'mat of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. And by doing that, Allah is happy with us. So in other words, our purpose in the world to live is to make Allah Ta'ala happy with us. And these are means of making Allah Ta'ala happy with us. In one hadith, Nabi Karim Sallallahu mentioned that at night Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala spreads His hands out for those people who make guna during the day and ask for forgiveness to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, Allah Ta'ala forgive them. And in the morning again Allah Ta'ala spreads His hands out that those people who make guna at night ask forgiveness to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, will forgive them in the day. So imagine how kind Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is towards Mu'min Banda, that whenever he asks for forgiveness to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, Allah is prepared to forgive him at any time. Whether it's morning time, whether it's night time, Allah is prepared to forgive the Banda. And this forgiveness of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala will last till the end of the world, that is before the sun rises from the west. Till then we got opportunity to make tawbah to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. So if we ever come in the world till before that time and we tawbah to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, Allah will accept the tawbah. Imagine how kind Allah Ta'ala is, how merciful Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is to His servants. And to make tawbah to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is very, very simple and very, very easy. Once a person makes tawbah, once a person makes a guna, at the same moment he just think a little bit, ponder a little bit, or reflect on himself a little bit. I have made a crime against Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, and they felt regret, he has regret and hurt in his heart. And he makes tawbah to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Now I'll never do this guna again. I promise not to commit this guna again. But just by doing so much, guna is forgiven already. So it shows how simple and easy Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala made for us. That whenever we slip up, make tawbah to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. That's what our Kabin says, that ulama says that every night make tawbah to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Once you make tawbah to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, you've slept now, your slate is clean completely now. The next day you make again tawbah to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Before sleeping, you're clean again. And in that process you're going to die at night or in the morning. Then also at one day you got to give account of what you did. How easy it will become then. So when a person who makes the habit of making tawbah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to clean himself and keep himself clean all the time, then that person is always successful. And there's another hadith here now. Hazrat Umar ibn Absar radiallahu anhu narrates that the time of the ignorance, say, I detested people committing shirk, worshipping something else, worshipping idols, and doing wrong things. I detested those things in time of ignorance also. And as you always think of how can a person worship an idol, that's why in my time of ignorance also I never worship an idol also. Then sometime later I came to find out there is a person in Makkah Mukarramah who tells people of the things of the unseen, and it calls people towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When I heard this, I got the feeling with me to go and meet this person and see what is his religion all about. I came to Makkah Mukarramah at that time when the people were hurting and troubling Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam couldn't openly propagate the deen of Islam to the people. And whoever accepted the deen of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, they also being persecuted at that time at this Makkah Mukarramah. And you know very well the incident of Hazrat Abu Zar Ghafari radiallahu anhu when he came to Makkah Mukarramah, how the people troubled him and hurt him also. And when he came there, Ali radiallahu told him that you walk behind me and don't give the impression to the people that you are following me. And I'll show you when Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is. And that in that manner he went there and went to Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. The same manner he said, I also asked people, but somehow or other I managed to meet Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. When I met Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, I asked Nabi Sallallahu, who are you? Nabi Karim Sallallahu said, I'm a Nabi. Said, the first time I heard the word Nabi, so I asked Nabi Sallallahu, what does Nabi mean? What is the meaning of Nabi? Nabi Karim Sallallahu said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent his message to the people through me. Otherwise, Allah has chosen me to send the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the people. The person bring the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the people, that person is called a Nabi. Then asked that, what message you send? What are your teachings? So the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam explained to him that I have been given a command to make sila rahmi. Otherwise, to maintain family ties. Imagine here, before namaz was faraz, before roza was faraz, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala already gave this command of sila rahmi to maintain family ties. How important family ties are. And those family ties we are commanded to practice family ties before namaz became faraz also, before roza became faraz also, before hajj became faraz also. Mention the importance of family ties. Then Nabi Karim said that I have been commanded to break all the idols also at the same time, and to believe in one Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and not to create any partnership with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then he asked Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam that this message you brought forward here, who accepts this message of yours? Who joins you in this message of yours? Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, free people and slaves. Okay. At that time, Abu Bakr and other Bilal was there by Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So when he heard, in other words, when he came there, he took a proper assessment of Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's nabuwwat, whatever he is doing, and then with his own world now, he accepted Islam, in other words. So yeah, he told Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, I would like to follow you and accept your deen now. Nabi Sallallahu said that in this situation here in Makkah Mukarramah, it was difficult for you to follow the deen. Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam accepted his iman, but told him that if you want to stay in Makkah Mukarramah here with me here, the people never leave me. They trouble me so much, they hurt me so much, and I got family here. And the people who accept Islam here in Makkah Mukarramah, they also got family here. They trouble them so much also. What happened to you? So they won't spare you at all. So better what you do, go back to your tribe and stay in your area. And when you come to know that I've got success, achieved success everywhere, then you come back to and meet me. Otherwise, Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, this time here, when he was persecuted, no one was giving support, anything. Also he knew that this is the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there's a truth, whatever it is. He had a confidence in the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I said, no, a time will come when I will get prominence everywhere. Then you must come. Just shows the truthfulness of the deen of Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And after some time now, he went back to his home, and he asked the people always, whereabouts of Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but he couldn't find and get more news about Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam. After some time, a group of people from his tribe came to Medina Munawwara, and when they came back, he met them, asked them that went to Medina Munawwara, do you know of anybody that migrated from Makkah Mukarramah to Medina Munawwara? Yes, I met that person there. He's a very good person, and whatever they praise Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he said, now I think I will go to Medina Munawwara, because the people have accepted Islam and are coming to Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he came to Medina Munawwara and met Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam and told Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam, do you remember, you can recognize me? Some say, I know you're the same person who came to Makkah Mukarramah to meet me. Then he told Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they definitely have got a lot of commands from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now from that all the commands Allah has given you to pass over to the ummah, at least teach me the method of namaz. Okay. So Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught him that in the morning, before the sun rise now, read your Fajr namaz read, and when the sun is about to rise, when the sun is rising, then don't read any namaz at that time there. And after the sun rises a bit high a little bit, then read the namaz, and when you read namaz at this time here, then at that time the angel also will join you in the namaz. And if someone told him that at that time the sun is rising, whatever, the shaitan is so shrewd, so cunning, that he go and stand in front of the sun, and let the sun rise between his two horns. And the mushrikeen at that time should worship the sun, should make sajda to the sun at that time, say. So now it seems as if they're making sajda to the shaitan they're making. So at that time we don't read any namaz at that time. Then Nabi Karim said that you can read namaz till the sun rises more, and till the sun comes to his zenith. Now then you don't read namaz again now. For that time the Jahannam is being hot, being fueled more at that time. Then after the sun moves a little bit towards the west now, then you can start reading your Zuhr namaz, you must read now. Then after that you read your Asr namaz, and when the sun is setting now, don't read namaz at that time, because now when the sun is setting, the shaitan again there, when the sun is setting, and the mushrikeen makes it to the sun when the sun is setting also. And then after that you read your Maghrib namaz. That's how Nabi Karim explained him how to read his namaz. And after that, Nabi told Nabi explain how to make wuzu now. Nabi said, when you make wuzu, you take water to make wuzu, put water in your mouth, in your nose. Then when the water, that water washes the nose and the mouth comes out, then all the guna get forgiven because of that. You wash your face also, then all the guna done with the face get washed out. Then wash your hands also after that. All the guna done with your hands also get washed out, so much so that all the pores of the fingers, or the segments of the fingers also, all the guna get washed away. Same thing when you make masa also and wash your feet also, all the guna get washed away because of that. And then the person stands up and he praises Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's 2 rakat namaz he read. And after Tahiyatul Wuzu it is called. He prays and read namaz to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with sincerity. Allah will forgive all his sins as if he is a newborn baby now. So imagine what great fazilat is that for a person who reads Tahiyatul Wuzu, he reads personally. It's how much benefit won't he get. So you should try and make a habit of reading this namaz, like Ishraq namaz in the morning, and Tahiyatul Wuzu we read namaz, Tahiyatul Masjid we read all this namaz which are Mustahab, trying to make a habit of reading this namaz and try and get our gunas forgiven because of that. And now here it's been said that a person asks that you saying that make wuzu and read 2 rakat namaz, and there's so much of benefit in it that a person's guna is forgiven like how he is born. Is better think properly before you say. Such a simple action you do, and so much of guna is being forgiven. So what did he reply? He replied to him that I am gone old now. I'm aged already. I'm gone weak already. My bones are gone weak already. My death is near me already. You mean to say in that time I must talk something against Nabi Karim Sallallahu, speak lies against Nabi Karim Sallallahu. It's not possible to talk lies against Nabi Karim Sallallahu. And at this time of my age now, my time is to prepare for the akhirat. If I speak lies, how will I prepare for the akhirat? So try to make him understand that what I'm speaking is truth I'm speaking. And then after he told him that I heard this from Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, not one time, not two times, not three times, about 7 times, even more than I heard from Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Others were so sure that I heard this hadith from Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam so many times, there's no lies in this hadith. So when the Sahaba was so sure there's no lies in this hadith from Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and should practice on it, what must we do? Mustn't we also try and practice on this hadith and read 2 rakat namaz at least and forgive our sins, get our sins forgiven by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? The only problem is our yaqeen has gone so weak that we don't feel that after the namaz our gunas have been forgiven. After being du'as, our du'as have been accepted. We haven't got that feeling within ourselves because our iman has gone so weak. And the Sahaba Ikram, they had this feeling, my gunas forgiven, my namaz accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, my du'as accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why they progress in the deen all the time. If we could try and adopt the same method and of the Sahaba Ikram, then we'll see the goodness coming into our lives also will find. Yeah, in one hadith, Hazrat Abu Musa Ash'ari narrates that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala want to be kind to the ummah and showers mercies on the ummah, then what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala do? Allah will take away the Nabi in their presence. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala don't want to be kind to the ummah, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala punished the ummah in the presence of the Nabi. Like in the past, we find the ummah who disobeyed the Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. At that time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala punished those the ummah in the presence of the Nabi. For the result, the Nabi got a little bit of satisfaction now. He said, his eyes got cool now. That I passed the word of Nabi Sallallahu to them, the message to them. They never accepted. And they went against it. They troubled me. They troubled so many people. They stopped them from going into Jannat now. Now Allah has punished them. At least now they got some revenge has been taken. In other words, so here we are so fortunate that Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam left the world before we left the world. Allah is so kind towards us that He's going to prepare for us in the year after. In other words, so it comes that normally people. The older when they should travel and they go to a certain place, then they say a group of people go ahead of everybody to look for a place where they must settle. So those people are called Faratun. They go before they go to settle. They see where there's water, where there's pastures, what they must do, how they must do, and that they do those type of things. And when the group goes there, then they don't have any difficulties. In the same manner, Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has gone ahead of us there. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, "Don't worry, I'll meet you at the Pandor house, or of course I'll meet you." So Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam went before us there to prepare the atmosphere there for us to meet us at the place that calls the Hosor for us. Hosor for us there. So how kind is Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam not for us? So what must we do? What's our responsibility? Must we be kind to Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, follow commands of Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? The Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam can have that support. That when Ummati did this good work, now that will definitely be good towards him. It comes in the hadith also and ask Nabi Sallallahu, how will you recognize your Ummati on the day of Qiyamah? So Muslims say, by the reading namaz. Now when they read namaz and they make wuzu, then the body parts will shine. And when they shine on their faces, I'll recognize this is my Ummati. So we are going to do our namaz, how is our body parts going to shine on the day of Qiyamah? So it's our responsibility to practice on these things so much so that it will become easy for Nabi Karim Sallallahu to recognize us on the day of Qiyamah. But if you're not going to do this, how not to recognize us? And it's so difficult and how to Nabi to recognize on the day of Qiyamah. For example, you don't keep a beard, for example. How will Muslims recognize that it is an ummah or ummati? Look like our dressing and not according to Shariat, how will Muslims recognize on the day of Qiyamah that this person is ummati or not ummati? So we could take an assessment of our lives and see are we imitating the way of Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam or imitating the way of somebody else. So if we imitate the way of Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, there will be a part of Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam will intercede for us on the day of Qiyamah. That's why these hadiths that come down in this manner of hope and fear, the ulama has mentioned that when a person is young, at that time must have fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and do things according to the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and stay on track all the time. And when he becomes old now, he becomes sick now, he can't do things much more, now I must have hope in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When I was young, I did a lot of good work. I did what was my capacity. Or with command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now I'm old now, I can't do anything so much now. So Allah will forgive me now. Allah's mercy will cover me up now. Have this from the outside. It comes the hadith also where the person when he's young and he's got some ma'mul of reading the namaz, for example, making zikr, for example, doing all the good work or whatever it is. When he gets old and gets sick, he can't do those things there. Then Allah will give him the reward of those things without doing those things also. So Allah is so kind towards us. So it's our responsibility to see now how we want to conduct ourselves, how we want ourselves to be recognized by Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. For that we go to conduct our lives according to that in this world. There are two people. Somebody came to in the low class area, for example, where the low class people stay in the shanty area, and he chose two people from them at random, and told them, have chosen the two of you now, and we are going to honor you with a fully paid holiday. And the condition is we send to another country, we can stay there for 2-3 months, we'll have to stay there, and we fully paid, and condition you can't take anything from here worth, and you can't bring anything back from there, you can't bring anything. So they're very happy now that the poor people now, they're going on holiday, you can't enjoy whatever it is now. They get them the ticket, and when they land up on the other side, they got the credit card, unlimited, they can pay whatever, buy whatever they can do, and then now they're very happy now. So one person from there, he got so happy, he said, let me enjoy my life, whatever it is, let me enjoy my life in the world, let me just enjoy whatever it is, my life. So he bought a beautiful big car, Ferrari car, whatever it is, stayed upmarket hotel, stayed there, eating food, going to all places where we can go, enjoying himself, whatever he said, we will get the opportunity again. I won't get the opportunity again. And then the other friend of his, he thought to himself that what's the benefit of me enjoying and wasting my money now? Let me do something constructive where I can benefit. So he thought to himself, now what must I do? He said, I got so much money, so much access to money, what must I do with it now? So he went to look for poor people now. He found poor people, he made their lives a better life. He paid for their education, he paid for the medication, he paid for the debts, whatever they had. Those who didn't have any convenience, he bought from convenience, made small business people, set them up for business people, set business people up to open up small businesses, all that. He thought, what I can't, at least I do something to somebody here today. Tomorrow when I go home, at least somebody will help me also, no problem, whatever it is. Let me help how much more people I can help. Let me just help so much more people, let me help so many people. So the 2 months or 3 months are over, now they said, now it's time to go back again now. The second person who's going, he's very happy. He said, whatever I did quite a good work, I did something, I can go back, I got no problem. The first person was in a lot of worry and depression he was. That I won't miss this life, but I have this affluent life, but I have, I won't miss this now, what's happened to me now? Anyway, when they reached back to the country now, those people who sponsored them were at the same time they were monitoring them also, how they were spending the money. So the first person, they told him that you stay where you are, you don't deserve any return at all. And the second person told him, you did so much good work, you deserve a return for that now. So he took him out of the slums and gave him a beautiful house and said, now you open up a business and live comfortable life. Now. So from this incident we can understand now what is our condition. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent us into this world to do some work. Allah sent us in this world to achieve something in this world. If we're going to help to benefit someone in this world and people benefit because of you in this world, in return you are going to be benefited. When you go to Jannah, you will see all that return of the benefit you did in this world. But in this world, you go to enjoy yourself. You don't worry for anybody else. What is happening in the year after? You go to bear the consequences for the after that. So you can understand the small examples there for us to make us understand and come to our senses that what is our purpose of creation in this world and what must we do. If you obey the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then definitely you're going to be successful. If you don't obey the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then you're going to be losers, you're going to be. As you find it comes, and ulama says also on the day of Qiyamah, Allah Ta'ala will only take account of the non-believers. The Muslims, well, Allah will take account of them. Allah's mercy will be so much, He'll put a curtain in front of them also, and ask them some question, and He'll hurt them himself. That hurt only is that Tawbah, and Allah will go to them to go now. Mm-hmm. Because the basis was Iman. But if you got no Iman at all, no matter what it is, you cannot go to Jannah. The Ummah of the past, Ambiya alayhi salatu wasalam, who accepted that the Nabi of that time, they are all also Muslims. They'll go to Jannah also. Definitely go to Jannah also. And those people after the Nabi, whoever come, they won't go to Jannah. For them, they would accept Nabi Karim as the Nabi. Then they'll go to Jannah. Like we explained just last night, on the day of Qiyamah, Allah only 120 stuffs, the rows of people go to Jannah. From 120, 80 stuffs of Muslim, Mu'minin, of Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And others will be found, other Anbiya alayhi salatu wasalam. So it shows how kind Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is towards the Ummah of Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So we got to value this connection with Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this nisbat with Nabi Karim, we got to value this nisbat with Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and try and fulfill our responsibilities towards Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then we see the benefit the day we die. And the day we die, we'll find the Farishta will come to us, the angels come show us the place in Jannah to show us. And that's the most place, that time, and that's the time when a moment will feel happy and confident, will feel satisfied, will feel I'm seeing my place in Jannah now. What I did, I got the return already now. When he goes in the qabr also, there also the Farishta will come and help him, support him there, because he led a life of Iman. He gives the answers of Iman. He'll give in the qabr also. He'll give. So his life is a success already. So a person never follow life of Iman. When the time he dies also, he'll see his place in Jahannam, he'll see. And goes to the qabr also, he'll see Jahannam in the qabr also. So his punishment starts already from there. In other words, it said when a person passes away, his Qiyamah starts already. So we got to understand that we got to prepare ourselves for Qiyamah in this world, not only for the year after, to prepare for Qiyamah. Allah give us tawfiq of understanding and practicing, and to make our life a success in this world, fulfill every command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Try and have that feeling with ourselves that we are responsible for our actions. Whenever you slip up, make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala immediately. And those gunas which you don't realize, the small gunas, that Allah will forgive by doing all the good work you do. By reading our namaz, by making our zikr, by reading the tilawat of the Quran, doing all other, helping the poor people, helping the needy people, all the good actions you do will wipe away all the small gunas of yours. And when you go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, will be clean when you go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and when you enter Jannah also, will be clean when you enter Jannah also. Allah give us tawfiq of practicing and become such Muslims that we are obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are not defiant to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in any way, and Allah ta'ala, because of His mercy and kindness, will put us into Jannah also, inshallah.